Hello everyone, it's me Shopper. Welcome to another Primon video. Today we have the most wanted video that everyone have been looking for, which is the tier list to the game. I have been making less videos lately for the game as I was actually testing out this tier list with Latios, and of course the credit goes to him since he is the one who actually have written the tier list in a written way, so all of us can be actually read it. And I'll be leaving to you as well in the description the link to the website where we will be having the tier list. So let's just dive into it and let's just cover it. So let's go to the browser. And yeah, the reason why I was not making videos to the game lately because I was actually testing everything from 0 to A to be able to actually have it all accurated. So we're gonna start the tier list with the wind element. We have 4 tier lists. We have the tier S, A, B, and C. S gonna be the highest and the strongest. C going to be the most weakest one. With other words, to be completely ignoring the C. So for the wind element, we have for the tier S, we have the Wander Dragon. And there is something else I really give big rate to Latios for doing it. When you press on the Primon, you will be actually able to see all the skills descriptions and everything around this Primon, and just all information around this one, the skills and the everything is actually covered. So let's just go back to that. For the wind element, we have in tier S, we have the Wander Dragon, and then we have the Brotosaur, and after that goes to the Thoraxion and the Breeze Rider. All these 4 is a must primons to have in the wind team. You can't really have any team without including at least 1 or 2 from the S tier, since they are the core of the wind element teams. And yeah, the reason why I'm completely agreeing with the tier list he got here, it's because actually I have tested everything and confirmed it is actually accurated 100%. For tier A we got the Dual Drake, then Whisper Drake, and the last one gonna be the Balloon Dragon. It's possible to be actually combining between tier S and tier A, since both of them actually complete each other. You can't just have from all the tier S and then just take 2 from tier A. It's not gonna be really that good. You can be actually using both of them, like 3 from tier S, 3 from the tier A, and you will be having the most balanced wind team. And here we can be even seeing and a brief of how to be or what type of Primon is gonna be doing what. Like here we have the Wander Dragon. Well, that one it's not yet came to the game, but some of its skill have been identified, and based on them, it is a major enabled for wind team. It raises the range of allies in the same row and grants hunt link to wind allies. It can also cast an immunity shield to the ally with the lowest HP after using the rage skill. So this only for the Wander Dragon, and this one is not yet in the game, so I can't really, I can't disagree with that part. And then we have Breeze Rider, this one when we go to the game here. I have been actually lucky to be getting this one here, the Breeze Rider. He's the most crazy one in tier S for the wind element. It's a one that if you got him, you must actually use him, especially because when he dies, he can be getting resurrected and he will be just going berserk. And we can even see, like if we press in the guide, we're gonna be seeing all his skills and the extremely detailed description. It's the same when go here. You'll be seeing all his skills and that exclusive dragon bone that it is really great to be using for just this specific primon. For the next one here, the Dual Drake is the Equistic that can increase the range of allies. The Dual Drake is the one that must be used as well from tier A. Without him, it's not really gonna be feel much stronger to be using the wind team, especially because increasing the rage of the allies is really something must be used. Once the Wonder Dragon is available, it will become obsolete. The Whisper Drake attempts to cast silence the entire team front row without any conditions. Required to use it, its basic attack can also cast silence, so if you place it in front, you don't want to take rage skills from. They will have the hard time using their skill. So, Dual Drake, you have to put it in straight in front of the one in the front row of the enemy, so you won't be really given any opportunity for that Primon to use the rage skill. And then we have the balloon dragon, or Primon, or how you would like to be calling it. And this one, he helps to be. Wait, I got lost in here. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, the balloon dragon grants shield, which not only help your team stay alive longer, but also increase the damage they do. So it's combined between defense and damage dealing. And that's basically the core of the wind element, to be trying to be doing big and crazy amount of damage. And yeah, to be clarifying something, many people will be disagreeing that fire element is the overpower, but I say it like this. All elements is actually accurate and decently strong. It all depends on what type of primon you're using with who and when to be using that primon. Like as an example, the wind element, it's possible to be competing against the fire and the water, but on the other hand, you're able to be actually using the earth to be competing against the wind. It's all about putting the right primons together in the right place. For the next element going to be the fire element, we have only two in the tier S, gonna be the Phonics Dancer and the Blazing Buzz. These two is the extremely needed primons for the fire element, especially the fire primons. Because when we go there, the reason why both of them is a must to be using for the fire, it's because the fuzz primon, this one helps out with big time the part with increasing the damage. Like, let's just use all in the website here, so you all know exactly how to be navigating into the website in the tier list and know how to be finding the things you want to be finding. So let's go to the blazing. He haven't apparently added more skills for it, but it's totally completely fine, especially because he's still working on building up his website, so it's totally okay. So let's actually go to the game. So for the blazing fuzz, his rage skill going to be helping out the nearby enemies to be inflected with burn, and it's 60% chance to actually inflict the burn. And that's the main core of the fire element teams, that you need to be working on building more of the burn over them, especially because it's an overtime damage that will be giving you the highest hand in the fight. But still, it's possible to be using the water element against the fire, and it will be working perfectly great as well. It's not gonna be disappoint you. But it's all just like I said about building the good team and the balanced one to be completing each other. And the same for the passive. Upon using the rage skill, the fire ally with the highest attack instantly gonna be taking action one time. So that's why it's always, and the blazing Primon is the core of the ones for the fire element, because his passive going to help out to actually make the highest damage dealer in the fire team. If you have a complete fire team with 6 fire Primons, he will be actually forcing the highest damage dealer in your team to be using one time attack. So that's why he's a must one to be using. And the same for the Phonics Dancer. The reason why she's a good and a great one to be actually using, and why she's taken the highest place in the tier S for the fire primons, it's because she's just dominating this one. For the rage skill, deals 83.1% magic damage to all enemies, no exceptions. For every stack of burn the enemy has, the total skill damage gonna be increased with 20%, and it's stackable up to 3 times. That's why she's just on the top of the fire elements tier list. Not even Boomclaw can actually be doing the same like her. Like for me, I got Boomclaw, but I don't use him. That's because I don't really find a good balance or a good damage out of him. In some point, it's possible to use him, but still, he's not really the best in this team, to be honest. And we have in the tier A, we got Boomclaw, as well as the Polit Rex, Lava Penguin, Bengal, and Raging Bull. For me, I find Raging Bull really decent to be using, since he's the tank in the fire element teams, as well as when using the magma. This one, I can't really say I do agree on this part here. I would be preferring to be actually having him in the tier A, especially because the percentage of actually having him into the burn for the enemy. He's having 65% chance to inflict the burn on 2 turns for one enemy, but it's not actually just one, it's all the front row enemies. So that's really something I would be preferring to actually have him. But still, look into that we have in the Raging Pool, and that one still helps out with the part of inflicting burn. So I can't really disagree still. He's still doing great. And you can as well, if you're not having any idea how to be doing or how it will be working, you can see exactly some brief about how it's working. The Phoenix Dancer is at the heart of every fire team. She's a must to be used. Like I said, its rage skill hits all targets, and it also gets a revive skill upon evolving to team. When it revives, it gains lifesteal for a turn to raise its HP. Phoenix Dancer can also sacrifice HP to raise its rage if it doesn't have enough rage to use its skill. And she also can be great as a standalone, but its performance best on a team fight. It's always great to be using her along with the team, even though she still can be fighting all by herself. We have as well, like in here, he's just giving some ideas around what heroes or what primons to use with who. For the next element, going to be the water element. In the tier list, we got the Frostrel, then the Gulber Kraken, Venom Croc, Frenzy Shark, and the last one in tier S gonna be the Savage Whalers. And in tier A, we got the Grass Otter as well as the Surftide Siren. Let's have a look on them so you know exactly which one is, like if you're not familiar with names, like myself. Yeah. Anyway, so for the Primons here, we got the Venom Croc, and that one is one of the most needed for the water element heroes, especially because he's helping out his rage skill to be inflicting poison. And yeah, for the water element, it's all working around the poison. The same like in the fire, it's working around the burn. For the water, it's working around the poison. And we got as well over here the frost shell, if I did not really get it. So it is just really like this one is one of the great primons to use and need for the water primons. And then we have in the Gulber Kraken. Where is that Kraken? I can't really find it. There we go. Yeah, we have here the Frenzy Shark, and this one is a shark, obviously. It deals 350% physical damage to a front row enemy and steal 25% 5% of their attack for 3 turns. So this one, if you're facing an enemy that having their damage dealer in the front row, putting the Frenzy Shark against will be the best option and will be guaranteed you to be getting a win in this fight. So this kind of for just an overview over 2 of the tier S element. Here was the water element I meant. And then here an overview. The water teams center around poison and control. Frost Shell can freeze enemies in the front row with its rage skill. Frost Shell does get a cheat death and once activated can heal up to 60% of its max HP, depending on the damage it receives while in the Icebound stat. Which if we go there, the Frost Shell is passive. Upon taking fatal damage for the first time, Frost Shield become Icebound for 1 turn, while in the Icebound is active, he will be having 50% of the damage taken by Frost Shield is converted to healing up to 40% of max HP. So it's really great to actually build this one. But I must say, the water element and the wind element is one of the hardest heroes or primons to actually build. So it's not gonna be really an easy target if you're focusing on actually building these two. Or as I call him, they are the most crazy bait to win primons team. For the last one, going to be the earth element, we have in tier S, gonna be the spirit stage and the banana King Kong. And then we have the enchantress cat. We got a cat in the game. Wow. So let's go to the earth elements. We got here the spirit stage and she's the sustained DPS. She's the main DPS in the earth team. We have the rage skill, which is this one. It have just got released yesterday or the day before. I'm not really following this. So we have the rage skill gonna be dealing 83.1% magic damage to all enemies for every elf on the field. The rage skills deal 20% more damage, stacking up to 3 times, and the talent for this skill gonna be increased by the dragon bone she got. There is a passive elf blessing. After each basic attack, there is a 40% chance to gain an elf. Each elf grants 6% attack bonus, and each unit can have up to 3 elves, while this tag can have up to 20 elves can't be dispelled. So it's kind of like, you know, an damage boost to your heroes, to all of them, not only spirit stag. But the difference between using the elf or getting the elves on her on the spirit stage, she can get up to 20 elves, while the others only can be getting 3. And with the rage skill she got, she will be dealing more damage with the more elves on the field. And it's just crazy. She's one of the primons for the earth element that you need to get. For the next one, going to be the King Kong Kangaroo, Banana King Kong. This one, I must say, I'm in love with that primon. Really, he's just funny, you know. So, for the rage skill, he deals 157.5% of physical damage to front row enemies with a 50% chance to inflict armor fracture for 2 turns, and the armor fraction units inflict with this debuff takes additional damage equal to 5% of the max HP, but no more than 50% of the attacker's attack. So it's all connected to his to the King Kong Primon for just the armor fraction. So really, it's just a funny, strong Primon. For the last one, going to be the Enchantress cat. Let's find this cat. Where is it? There we go. It's here. It's the you are in the earth element. We have the rage skill. Deal 157.5 magic damage to back row enemies with a 45% chance to inflict imprisonment. And this one here units with this stage can't take action for a turn. It's another way of saying they got stunned. And of course, there is more to the talents by the higher level Dragonborn it is. There is also the passive skill here. Upon using rage skill, challenges one earth ally with the highest attack, use one basic attack on a back row enemy. So, it's really just crazy to be getting this one. So, I say this is going to be seriously a big challenge if you're working on building an earth element teams. All three elements, the earth, water as well as the wind, the hardest one to actually build. For the fire, I don't really find that extremely crazy challenge to be actually building it, especially because we get most of the primons from the fire element. Quite easy to be honest, I must say. And even more, if you're lucky to be actually getting some of them, and like let's say you have pulled Phoenix Dancer, then you can actually get even more from the summon. For the wish summon, you can just select her here, and then you will be having a 30% chance to actually get her. So it's an easier way to be actually building. And the wish summon, it's not just for the fire, it can be working for all of them except Rex. This one, the only Primon that I couldn't get, or none of us can be getting from the Wish. You can get all of them. The Breeze Rider, the Raging Pool, the Claw Primon, and everyone except just this one. So, if you guys have any different opinion about the tier list that Latios and I have made, make sure to be dropping in the comments what you guys think about it, and if you're having a different opinion about a placing of one of the primons in the tier list, just make sure to be writing it in the comments. Me and Latios gonna be checking it out, and we will be for sure helping out if it's needed. That's all for the Primal League and tier list video, guys. Till then, take care and see you all with another video. Till then, take care and enjoy your game.